Hey everybody, it's your guy Brandon here. Said it was going to be a lot more frequent with these videos, and this is the first one in like 4 months, so apologies. Life happens, shit happens, so apologies about that. But got a lot of stuff to talk about here in a short amount of time, because I'm not going to keep much of your time because I know people have short attention spans watching these videos. With that being stated, let me do what every YouTuber does. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below so you can get notifications on when the next video drops, which may not be until the summertime. Who knows? But nevertheless, I do appreciate all the support. What little I do get here on the channel, but that's because I'm inconsistent. So there's that. But anyways, a lot to get into. Let me kind of first start with this weekend's action, which is interesting. We finally get the fight to determine the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. They're in, let me make sure I have this right, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Um, Delayed because of a cut that Tyson Fury had suffered in training. That cut's now healed. I don't know how healed. We'll see fight night. But nevertheless, all the belts are on the line. So the ring and WBC championship that Tyson Fury has, and then the WBO, WBA, and IBF Usyk has. So all the belts on the line. We'll get an undisputed champion here in the heavyweight division come Saturday afternoon here in the States. So we got to first talk about that fight and what I anticipate seeing. I anticipate seeing Tyson Fury try to knock Usyk's head off. Now, the last time we saw Tyson Fury in a ring, he was facing Francis Ngannou, an MMA fighter and former UFC heavyweight champion. And quite honestly, Tyson Fury either didn't take the fight seriously enough and train hard enough for this fight and this huge payday that he got fighting Francis Ngannou, or Francis Ngannou was better than what we thought, which it actually was the opposite way. That I don't think Fury really took the fight as seriously, and then he just got in deep waters and boom, he got knocked down in that fight. Very weird fight to watch. Um, did him no service to take that fight besides a huge payday, especially since he didn't take the fight seriously. So made me wonder a bit, okay, where's this guy's head at going into this fight? And I think his head is people are going to remember that fight and remember how poorly he looked, and he's going to try to turn it on here. And I think Alexander Usyk is going to get just outboxed. There is a huge size difference, and I know there was a size difference when Usyk fought Anthony Joshua, but let's be very honest and very blunt here. There are levels in between Alexander Usyk facing a guy like Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk facing Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a far superior boxer and fighter compared to Anthony Joshua. The record just shows that. It's not a diss against Anthony Joshua. It's just facts. I mean, you look at the numbers, numbers don't lie. So that's going to be a problem for Usyk. I think you're going to see Tyson Fury give him a steady diet of a jab and just punch down on him the entire fight. I think he's going to wear him down. I think Usyk's literally Usyk's legit chances in the fight are this: that Tyson Fury can take the fight seriously and toys with him and opens himself up for unnecessary punches and shots. Just getting lackadaisical in the ring. I think that's going to be Usyk's lone chance is if Tyson Fury just gets lackadaisical and lazy in the ring, which we've seen him do at times. We've seen him have lulls in fights. I mean, we saw it in the Deontay Wilder series, but again, Deontay Wilder's a lot more devastating of a puncher compared to Alexander Usyk. So those same punches that Wilder land, if Usyk lands, is not going to have the same effect on Tyson Fury. At least I don't think so. So that's going to be one way he can maybe steal some rounds, maybe score a knockdown if he's lucky with something like that. You know, Tyson Fury getting lazy. The other thing Usyk can do, if he can get on the inside and he can work the body and maybe break down and slow down Tyson Fury, try to, slowly but surely gnaw away at that gas tank of Tyson Fury and like I said, slow him down and maybe hit him with a body shot that can hurt him or drop him. That could be something else he can maybe look to do in this fight. But again, I'd look for Tyson Fury to fight smart, use his length and his height to his advantage here, and just work off the jab and just tear up Usyk's face with it. Um, I do think Tyson Fury is going to get a stoppage. I just don't see Usyk being able to stay in there with him. Stranger things have happened. I thought Tyson Fury would knock out Francis Ngannou, and that didn't happen. So you got to think about that. So I don't know how right my prediction will be here. I've been very wrong on predictions here recently. But I just got a feeling that Tyson Fury is going to hit the reset button and make us all forget what happened in the Francis Ngannou fight. We also have to keep in mind as well, and I'm looking here at this, that it's been a year since, well, not a year, but close, damn near a year since Usyk fought. Usyk last fought here August of last year against Daniel Dubois, which he won via KO. Um, I was really high, and anyone who knows who listened to the podcast or went to the website punchface.com, that I was really high on Daniel Dubois. And then once he kind of went up the rankings and started facing higher level competition, I think he sold me fool's gold. And I think that's the situation here. So I'm not going to take too much into account of that win by Usyk over him. And I mean, Tyson Fury's case, he last fought in October of last year. So, one's almost a year, one's only 2 months shorter than that. So I would like to see these guys a lot more active. And obviously, this fight would have happened sooner if it wasn't for the cut Tyson Fury suffered. So there you go there. But I am picking Tyson Fury to win. I think he could probably get a stoppage here on Saturday. I'm looking here at the rest of the card that we have, and y'all know, who's ever listened to the podcast, I'm horrible at enunciating these names, but I do know you get Martin Brias is going to be in a fight here against I think it's Oplate. I think that's how you enunciated the Australian cruiserweight. Isaac Chamberlain's on the card. So it's actually a pretty decent card. That's kind of a mixture of Matchroom Boxing and Queensberry Boxing. So Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn kind of mixes some guys together in a decent fight card. I mean, it's not going to be a lot of names recognizable to American fighters, American fans per se. I know Frank Sanchez is also on that card, but a decent card. I mean, it's the heavyweight main event is going to be worth the pay-per-view purchase. So I would encourage people to go out and support it and watch it. Um, I mean, it's going to be on a Saturday afternoon, I think, here in the States, or late afternoon here in the States. So it gives you something to do during the daytime and go out Saturday night and party. And if you gamble and win, use your gambling winnings to go really party hard. So there you go. Speaking of pay-per-views, so I touched on this on my Twitter last night. If you're not following me on Twitter, if you're new to the channel or new to me, hi. Follow me on Twitter at Brandon P2TF. So Brandon Punch to the Face. So Brandon P2TF. That I got roped in to watching the WNBA last night on Amazon Prime. It's, WNBA is blowing up. NBA playoffs. The late game wasn't on yet, so I watched the WNBA game. Caitlin Clark, and I noticed on Amazon they were running a ton of commercials for obviously stuff that's airing on Amazon. Even their sports stuff. They were running the ads for the different NBA games they're going to be showing and letting you know that, hey, you'll be able to catch some games here throughout the season on Amazon Prime. It's a part of free with your Amazon Prime. They were already previewing Thursday night football for the NFL that doesn't start until September 12th on there. So the sports they had covered, but I'm watching that. I'm wondering, like, why are we seeing no ads for Tank Davis and Frank Martin here for June 15th? And I tweeted, like, PBC and Amazon are dropping the ball here. Now, I do know, and it's someone, several people want to point out to me as if I'm an idiot or something, that, oh, PBC, they're a bunch of shit. But pretty much PBC is paying to being on Amazon Prime and hoping to recoup those funds via the pay-per-view purchases they get through Amazon Prime. But even still, then, you would think that someone somewhere within PBC would have some kind of marketing budget to advertise on Amazon Prime, or even Amazon cutting them a deal, a part of that, saying, hey, you're already paying to be on here. We'll give you so many slots of advertisement. We'll give you spots on this show during this time or something like that, when they know eyeballs are going to be on there, because obviously if people buy the pay-per-view, it does good for everyone. Amazon gets looked upon as being a bigger network and a bigger platform for live sports, which is something they've really invested in the last few years. PBC gets the benefit of more people seeing these ads and possibly more casuals buying these pay-per-view events. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Tank Davis fans are going to buy the fight regardless. Well, that's great. But if you're going to keep that same stagnant number of fans that always buy the fight, you're not opening up to new fans who may be interested and want to buy the fight, and which in turn makes you, the fighter, the promoter, more money. So you have to spend money to make money. And anyone who knows, who's in business, knows that you have to spend money. You're going to be in the red, especially early on, a lot more than you're going to be in the black. So I don't really get why these things aren't being advertised really out there. And to be quite honest, even before the Canelo fight a couple of weeks ago versus Jaime Munguia, there wasn't a lot of advertisement for it. I saw it a few times the week of, and I literally mean the week of. I didn't see anything prior to. And oddly enough, it wasn't anything on Amazon that I saw. I think I saw like the little things, I think like their not the preview show, but like a 24/7 version showing the fighters behind the scenes. I know I saw that on Amazon, but the actual advertisement I saw was commercials on YouTube while watching YouTube, videos for the fight on Amazon Prime. It's very odd. Like nothing actually on Amazon Prime. So I don't totally get the marketing strategy here. I don't totally get uh, how you're going to target, casual fans to get them interested in this. Word of mouth can only go so far. Social media can only go so far. Uh, you have to do something, especially when you're on that large of a platform. You would think you would be able to figure out something amongst the two parties to get more advertisement and eyes and buzz building about this fight than what you're doing. So it's very odd. The whole PBC Amazon thing is just very strange to me. I don't I get it. But I don't get it. It seems like it's not really doing a huge service to everyone. Unfortunately, I mean, uh, people who are paying the biggest price for this as the fighters are part of PBC. You're seeing a lot more of them going to different places or getting released or having fights on some other promotions. It's very strange what we're seeing, what we were accustomed to for years, seeing PBC on Showtime and what have you, to where it's now what it is now. Very weird, very odd circumstances. As far as the fight goes in itself, and just in case I don't do a video by June 15th, that's going to be one-sided traffic. I'm going to be honest. Maybe they're not advertising it because they know it's going to be a complete shithouse of a main event. Um, yeah, yeah, I don't see Frank Martin giving much of any trouble to Tank Davis at all. If he lasts 7 rounds, I'll be shocked. Uh, I'll go more in depth and hopefully do a video here in June previewing that and talking a little bit more about that before that fight. Like I said, I promise I'm going to try to do more videos with these, more consistent with the videos. A couple of things I want to touch on here before I go. Jaime Munguia, Canelo Alvarez. I actually did order that on Amazon because I had a bunch of Amazon credit and got the fight really discounted. So shout out to Amazon for letting me use my credits for that purchase. Um, Canelo showed why he's Canelo. I also didn't like the fact that he said that he could have stopped him sooner, but he didn't. I thought that was kind of cheesy. Jaime Munguia tried his best, but Jaime Munguia was outclassed. He was definitely not where he needed to be to face a guy like Canelo at this point in his career. With that being stated, I don't know what we go with either guy next. I think Jaime's going to probably have a fight back in Mexico to kind of rebuild himself, get some confidence back, face a lower tier opponent and beat him up. I still do think Jaime Munguia still has a very high ceiling. I think he's still learning, and I think this fight and this loss could be kind of what the loss Canelo had against Mayweather. And people would trash me for that, saying, "Oh no, these are two different." Well, I'm saying in principle, not fucking relax. Just in principle, it could be that for him to where he goes on and continues to have a great career after that loss. As far as Canelo goes, let's be very honest. The only fight we want to see is him and David Benavidez. David Benavidez is moving up to 175. He's going to be on the undercard, the co-feature of the Tank Davis Frank Martin fight against was it Kolastic? I think hopefully I'm understanding that right. So he's going to be fighting there. I think it's for a vacant belt of some sorts. Um, that's the only fight we want to see Canelo fight next. I know Canelo said that he's earned the right to pick and choose who he wants to fight. That's cool, and we've also earned the right to pick and choose when we want to pay for said fight. So when you have that energy as a fighter, don't be surprised if fans have the same energy and don't support the fight, don't buy the tickets, don't buy the pay-per-view. So you got to be easy when you say that kind of stuff. Now I know Canelo is Canelo, and he's going to be able to bring in fans regardless. But again, there's this other fans like myself who I won't say are fringe fans, but fans who know the sport and know that Why would I pay money to watch you fight Edgar Berlanga? That looks to be the next fight, and I wouldn't be shocked if that isn't the next fight. Why would we want to see that? Edgar Berlanga has zero chance. If we thought Jaime Munguia was, outclassed, Edgar Berlanga will get. He will stop him. He will make it look bad and make it look really bad, really easy. Um, so yeah, yeah. So I just didn't like that energy from Canelo. Otherwise than that, I did like his performance. He doesn't look like he skipped the beats. Some deterioration defensively, but not enough to where I'm worried about anything. Not enough to where I'm worried about a guy like Edgar Berlanga next. So we'll see what September brings. Let's hope that's not the case. I do know that one of the sanctioning bodies who has a belt with is trying to demand a a mandatory. I also know the people over there in Saudi. I'm not calling him what this. I don't know what the guy's name is, but I'm not calling him what everybody addresses him as on Twitter. That's just weird. He's pushing for Canelo versus Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has a fight here in August in LA. And if everything works out perfectly with that, that could be a fight you could see next. Terence Crawford is fighting at 154, I believe, uh, in August. So that's something that he's really pushing for. And again, if I don't like the idea of if Terence Crawford is fighting in August, why would you try to make a fight for September? Sounds weird. But it sounds like they could be something more like December like. So what we could see is Terence Crawford fight here in August. He wins. He's successful. Canelo fights in September when it's successful against Edgar Berlanga. That's something we see here week before Christmas, somewhere here in America, because it sounds like the Saudis are trying to do more fights here in America and just overpay the fighters to do it. They have the money, so hell, more power to them. So there's that. One more subject I do want to touch on here, because I'm looking at the counter here and how long I've been talking, is one Naoya Inoue. Far and away, Inoue is the best fighter in the world. No disrespect to Terence Crawford, no disrespect to Canelo, guys who have fought in multiple weight classes, won championships in multiple weight classes, and made it look easy in multiple weight classes. Inoue is a different kind of guy. Yeah, just a different kind of guy. Seeing his fight here, it's great being able to wake up and watch boxing on a Monday morning and see the best fighter in the world do what he did. He completely, him getting knocked down early in that fight did worry me a bit. It's like, oh shit. Uh, but he recovered and he did a phenomenal job of um, maintaining, not freaking out, not panicking, because we've seen some guys, and I think this was, they said, his first time ever getting knocked down. We've seen guys get knocked down and not respond in the most practical way. They panic, they freak out because they don't know what the hell um, to do. So he didn't. He kind of gathered himself. He kind of figured out what was going on, what Luis Nery was, uh, offering to him. And as the rounds wore on, he figured it out, and you knew it was just a matter of time. Those last few rounds, the way Nery was just getting hit and getting rocked, especially at the end of the rounds, you knew if it was more time in the round that the fight would have ended then. But obviously, he stopped it when he stopped it. Uh, Best fighter in the world. Him moving up in weight is something that's going to make sense for him next. I know that there's even a little bit of a buzz of Bam Rodriguez, if he's successful in his fight here next month in June, him maybe jumping up in weight and trying to challenge in a way. It sounds very sizzling on paper. I don't know if I like Bam's chances there. That could be one of those things that could, again, another fight to where Bam would get outclassed and would get really beat up there. But I'm here for it. I respect that. The whole jumping up to 130 and facing Tank Davis for in a way, I don't see that happening because for starters, I don't think Tank Davis will can really make 130 on a consistent basis. And if we even see that here within the next year, would Tank be able to make it healthy to 130? So um, we'll see. But yeah, in a way, it's tough dude, tough dude. Also, there's Emmanuel Navarrete is in action here this weekend. He's actually in action here tonight on a Friday night. If you're watching this video, ESPN, ESPN Plus, you'll be able to catch that. That fight's in San Diego. I know Richard Torres is on that card, and Keyshawn Davis is also on that card. So tune in and watch that. Salute to my friends over there at Top Rank. Um, Fun card. They have that, and then they obviously have the Tyson Fury Oldest Usyk fight that'll be on ESPN Plus pay per view, and I think also the Zone pay per view. You can catch that, and I think even pay-per-view.com. And you may also want to check to see if it's being shown in your theaters. It may be even cheaper to go watch it there in your theater, and if you don't want to order it online on one of the pay-per-views. So check your local listings and see what's available in your area. That sounds weird, but that's all I got here. Again, I will try to be more consistent with these videos. I will try to give some previews and share some thoughts on some boxing events as they come. Also, before I go, I do want to give a big salute to my former podcasting pal, Adam Abramowitz, who is now part of the Boxing Writers of America Association. So the BWAA, I think that's what it is. So salute to Adam, well deserved. Uh, Adam does phenomenal work. So SaturdayNightBoxing.com, I will always champion. So salute to you, Adam, and congratulations. So I want to give him a shout out there for that. Otherwise, I have no shout outs for anyone. That's it. That's all who's getting shouted out. So with that being stated, I am out. Stay safe. Love one another. Don't break anything. Don't catch anything on fire. I'll be back soon with a video. But until then, you take care.